I'd like to call our meeting to order. Would everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? We will now have our land acknowledgement read by Director Knowles.
On behalf of this board and the Cherry Creek School District, I would like to acknowledge that this meeting is being held on the ancestral and unceded lands of the Cheyenne, Arapaho, Ute, and Oceti Sakowee people who stewarded it for generations. The Oceti Sakowee includes 7 bands, so I would also like to recognize that over 40 additional tribal nations likely use this area for trade, ceremonies, and social gatherings.
Thank you. I'd like to call for a motion to approve the agenda for the May 13th, 2024 regular Board of Education meeting.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Directors Allen,
Aye.
Bates,
Aye.
Egan,
Aye.
Garland,
Aye.
Knowles.
Aye.
Motion carries. I'd like to call for a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Please.
Aye.
Bates,
Aye.
Egan,
Aye.
Garland,
Aye.
Knowles.
Aye.
Motion carries. Now is the time for our monthly reports from the Board of Directors. Director Knowles, can you please start us off this evening?
Yes, thank you, President Garland. I'd like to thank Thunder Ridge Middle School for hosting us, and Principal Madden, and all of the staff. Also for everyone who keeps our moving show going on the road. Thank you for security, for the tech team, for everyone who puts in work into making this happen. Excuse me. Tonight, I want to recognize the adaptive programs. The adaptive programs in Cherry Creek are a collection of alternative programs that service students with a variety of special needs and circumstances. The staff who work with these students have a variety of backgrounds, and very quickly they learn they need to be uniquely flexible and responsive in these learning environments. The adaptive programs consist of 5 programs, and geographically they are split between Director and Director Allen's area. Over the past few months, Director Allen and I have toured the 5 programs together. The programs include Compass, which provides educational services for middle and high school students who have been expelled from school. The 2 I-Teams, which are the Ranch and the Manor. These are smaller settings and off-campus alternative programs for high school students that have learning, behavioral, or emotional issues that make a smaller setting more conducive to their learning. There's also the Transition Program, which is located at Fremont. This is an optional program for young adults with special needs who are 18 to 21 years of age and who have completed their high school core classes, and their IEP team have determined the need for transition services. The Transition Program assists with developing the necessary life skills and/or professional skills to progress from high school to adult life. And then finally, there's the Foot Center, the Marvin W. Foote Youth Services Center, which is a maximum security facility for youth detained for alleged crimes who are awaiting a court appearance. Cherry Creek Schools operates the educational programming at the Foot Center for pre-adjudicated youth, and students can range in age from between 11 and 18. The average stay for a youth detained at the Foot Center is 12 days, but some have stayed for as long as 3 years. While incarcerated, detained youth must participate in the school program, and that program is fully staffed by Cherry Creek employees. These programs that are small and unknown and probably doesn't. The staff are committed to underserved, at-risk, or special population students. I would marvel at these programs I'd never seen before, these hidden gems, and all the work that goes on in the settings that most people who live in the district and probably many who work in the district about. An unknown but fully formed I want to acknowledge the hard work of the amazing students in these programs, but to the staff of our adaptive programs, I see you, I recognize you, and I thank you. And to Principal Chantel Gonzalez, thank you for being so generous with your time and showing off the amazing teams across the programs. You've done some great work, like increasing core classes at Compass, adding campus administrators to the programs, and generally encouraging your staff to dream big. I learned so much from you during our time together, and I wish you all the best in your next adventure at life. Those conclude my comments.
Thank you, Director Knowles. Director Allen?
Thank you, President Garland, and good evening and welcome. Thank you to Principal Madden and the Thunder Ridge Middle School community for hosting tonight's meeting, and thank you to our security, tech, and setup teams. I echo Director Knowles' comments about our adaptive programs and the incredible people that are running our programs. For graduates. I take a moment to acknowledge and thank our dedicated educators who have guided our students to this moment, has prepared our students academically and equips them with the wisdom to pursue their dreams with passion and perseverance. To our class of 2024 graduates, I offer the words of Simon Sinek. Don't quit. Never give up trying to build the world you can see, even if others can't see it. Listen to your drum and your drum only. It's the one that makes the sweetest sound. Carry forward the made, but more importantly, carry forward the courage to build the world as you see it. Congratulations to the class of 2024. Never give up and never stop listening to your drum. And to our entire Cherry Creek School District community, partnership and thank you.
Thank you, Director Allen. Director Bates?
Thank you. Thank you to Thunder Ridge Middle School and Principal Madden for hosting us this evening. And thank you again to those who emergency for myself. Or I have not attended events like I would. Please note, I have kept up with current events and forwarded your emails to those that could respond better than I could. I am looking forward to celebrating this next month with our students as this year comes to a close. And that concludes my comments for this evening.
Thank you, Director Bates. Director Egan?
Good evening. Thank you to Thunder Ridge and Principal John Madden for hosting us tonight, and to our technology setup and safety and security teams for everything they do in allowing our meetings to be held at district schools. A big shout out to our teachers and nurses on last week's Teacher and Nurse Appreciation Week. We appreciate your passion and endless commitment to our 53,000 students. Thanks too to our principals and administrators for their dedication to our students and families. In honor of all the mothers and mother figures in our lives, a happy belated Mother's Day to you. May also marks the beginning of Jewish American Heritage Month, celebrating the vibrant history, culture, and achievement and I'd be remiss not to mention May as Mental Health Awareness Month and National Military Appreciation Month. A very eventful Colorado legislative session ended last Wednesday. Schools loomed large in this legislative session. State lawmakers approved a new school funding formula 10 years in the making. They passed a fully funded K-12 budget, provided financial relief for districts enrolling an influx of newcomer students, a budget boost to public colleges and universities. We are appreciative that the budget stabilization factor has been eliminated. It is long overdue and a step in the right direction. Looking forward to the new School Finance Act. While the bill is not perfect, it is another positive step forward. That being said, without sustainable, ongoing revenue support, this act we remain concerned about the possibility of a negative factor returning in the future. As it has been in the past, Cherry Creek voters will need to invest locally in our help make up for the inadequacy of school funding in our state. We are incredibly appreciative of the community's support and will continue to be good stewards of taxpayer money. It was a privilege to spend time at the state capitol this legislative session, and I also had the honor of attending a special discussion with Congressman Jason Crow at a campus middle school 8th grade civics class last week. If these students are any indication, the future of civic engagement is in good hands. It's graduation season. We wish our students and families the very best during this joyful time. Please visit the CCSD graduation page for information on all of our graduations, including the military and Indigenous celebrations, and to access a direct link to watch your student's ceremony. You can continue to support our local sports teams and the Cherry Creek Schools Foundation at our upcoming community nights, with a portion of your discounted ticket going back to support CCSD students. Cheer on the Colorado Rapids on July 4th, or root for the Rockies on May 27th and June 15th. The foundation was recently awarded $20,000 to provide support for our newcomer students, and the foundation supported mobile markets with the Sea Clear Cares truck, providing fresh food to families at Smoky and Overland. Mark your calendars for the foundation's golf tournament on Monday, August 5th at Blackstone Country Club. The District CCIC 2324 tiny homes have gone to 5 fortunate individuals, and while these people receive a new home, 150 students get a construction education that can change the trajectory of their lives. CCIC student Joe Weirman lost an eye during the summer of 2023, but returned to school and continued his work in class, learning the construction trade. In Joe's word, "The tiny homes are cool because I can help people, and it's helping me to learn all the different skills and traits that go along with building a tiny home." And at the April PASS meeting, 4 CCI students shared their experiences and successes regarding their selected pathways at CCIC. Cherry Creek School District is proud to offer girls flag football as an officially offered sport for high school girls this fall. It will become the 18th CHASA sanctioned sport for girls in the state and the 33rd sport overall. And congratulations to Cherry Creek baseball coach Mark Johnson on his 52 seasons with Creek baseball. Retiring alongside him, his longtime right-hand man of 40 years, Pete Blake. What a legacy Coach Johnson leaves behind. Congratulations to Cherry Creek men's swim and dive team, 2024 state champions, and the CCHS Fine Arts College signees. Campus Middle School Chamber Orchestra recently performed at the ASTA State Orchestra Festival as one of only 2 middle school groups and received a superior rating. And please join us as we share the Creek Campus Master Plan concepts this Wednesday, May 15th, from 5 to 8 p.m. at Campus Middle School Media Center. We want to hear what's important to you. For the graduating class of 2024 and all of us to choose empathy, kindness, and compassion, to choose to rise above the noise, to choose love and understanding. Make this your mission. Make this the way you walk in the world. This concludes my comments.
Thank you, Director Egan. Good evening. Thank you to the Thunder Ridge community for hosting us tonight. This past month has allowed me to do what I enjoy most, engage with our community. The Long Range Committee has been touring multiple sites across our district to gain a level of understanding of the various building designs and the needs of our facilities. I was invited to attend the Cherry Creek Innovation Campus, CCIC, CNA Certified Nursing Assistant graduation. CNA serve as a link between patients and nurses in providing health care. They are often the key to improving patient outcomes. In addition, their regular direct contact with the infirmed are often the first bridge in alerting doctors and patient changes for better or worse. For many students who received their certification that evening, earning their CNA marked the start on an important career in healthcare. while for others it was a stepping stone on the path to becoming nurses, doctors, social workers, and healthcare executives. Several students were penned and giving words of wisdom by parents and family members who also serve as nurses or other healthcare workers. One family had 3 generations of nurses. During the first week of May, I was asked to attend an informational session hosted by Smoky Hills Restorative Practices Group. Because eliminating disproportionality is part of our district strategic plan, I was excited to have the opportunity to learn about how this aspect relates to the issue of discipline. The staff explained some of the guiding principles and practices involved in the program. However, the focus of the evening was on the voice of the students. Some shared their backgrounds and some of the traumas and circumstances that required them to need restorative practices. One young lady shared about the death of her mother and her brother in such a short period of time while having to still show up for school and how that impacted her school day. The philosophy of restorative practices focused on healing the harm rather than punishment when possible, and that all parties involved agree to do so. Within the process, those harmed and those responsible are able to communicate in a civil manner and address their needs. Restorative practices requires accountability by the offender for their behaviors, understanding the impact of their harm, and to engage in redemption by not causing further damage to the individuals or the community. Several students communicated how the program has positively impacted them and the Smoky Hill community at large. However, it was the underlying thread of valued relationships who made the program work and allowed the students to feel safe while participating. This month, I also attended several community conferences and forums relating to education and parent engagement. And last week, I had the opportunity to celebrate the naming of John W. Buckner Avenue in front of Overland High School. He was the former principal. He has since passed away. He was truly a wonderful educator who touched the lives of many. And as we celebrate Teacher Appreciation Week, I think he epitomizes the ideal teacher and that caring adult for all of our students. Finally, to the class of 2024, I celebrate your tenacity and all your accomplishments. I wish you well on your next steps. That concludes my report. Now we'll have communications from Superintendent Smith.
Thank you, President Garland. I appreciate it. Thank you, John Madden, Thunder Ridge Community, for hosting us today. I want to discuss on April 19th, we had a situation at Black Forest Hills when an individual entered the playground and endangered the safety of our students. Supporting Black Forest Hills. We take the safety of student was physically harmed in the incident. Safety is a year-round priority in the Cherry Creek schools, and we are always looking for ways to improve our practice. We continue to collaborate with school staff to ensure the end of the school year for our students at Black Forest Hills. I also want to thank the staff, our students, and most importantly, our graduates. We're excited for the end of their year and a fun summer and the future of our graduates this year. And that concludes my comments, Ms. Garland. With that, I'd like to introduce Dr. Jennifer Perry with our celebrations of the school year presentation.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jennifer Perry. I'm the Deputy Superintendent here in Cherry Creek. And for many years now, I've had the opportunity to do this end-of-year celebration, which is a great success story that we get to tell about the graduating classes of each year. You can see all of our high schools represented here, and while there's no way I could give you all of the successes and opportunities that have been offered to our more than 4,000 seniors, I'm going to hit the highlights this evening, and I hope you enjoy some of the highlights from the schools and some of the quotes from our students. So starting first with Cherokee Trail, Jean and Cheedy for Points of Pride submitted that they had honor roll, AP honor roll school, a gold distinction school, an AP Access Award. They had 1,100 students taking almost 2,000 AP exams. 152 kids received an AP Scholar Award, 15 AP capstones, 167 students taking the 504 IB or 504 IB exams, 77 seniors with IB diplomas, diploma candidates, and 670 CE courses taken, which is the most in the school district for one school. Also a major CT this year was their Be Kind campaign. They were involved in many, many things. Love to Lahaina, World Kind, 21 Days of Kindness, basketball, activities teams dedicated to the whole well-being of all students. Senior Shreya Rajan. Cherokee Trail is bursting with opportunities in academic, sports, clubs, and camaraderie. As a proud member of the National Honor Society, Tri-M Mood, and Cougar Council, I have been actively involved in fostering collaboration and creating impactful community service events. I am grateful for the wonderful teachers who always make me feel proud and supported and comfortable in seeking their guidance. Within the IB program, I have found the tight-knit community of educators and students who are not just teachers and peers, but mentors and friends as well. The supportive atmosphere encourages vibrant discussion and open dialogue, pushing us to the challenge conventional theories and broaden our perspectives. I recall many conversations with my IB psychology teacher exploring the intricate connection between biology and psychology and even delving into the realm of epistemology. Some points of pride from Cherry Creek Elevation, our online high school, Principal Christy Hart. They had 9 new students who were inducted into the National Honor Society this year. Kenmei Somayula, Somayula was awarded a seal of biliteracy. They have the highest student attendance average on a brick day this year, and Bryce Hunter selected as a National Mental Health Youth Advisory Committee member. Senior George Kaplan said, "The meaning of life is to leave the world with more than it had before you arrived." Highlights from Cherry Creek High School. They were honored as a top public school in Colorado. Be a part of the Cherry Creek High School to be a Cherry Creek High School student means to live life with constant drive to excel. While being a Creek student, I have learned an immense amount of knowledge, gained the most incredible friends, and introduced to so many opportunities that I know I would never have come to see if I had not attended Cherry Creek. Creek has been an experience like no other that I will forever cherish. Points of pride from our Cherry Creek Innovation Campus. Principal Steve Day was given the opportunity to testify in front of the U.S. Senate in support of the Youth Apprenticeship Advancement Act. Senator Hickenlooper has toured the facility and spoken with students and apprentices this year. The Uniquely Able Academy graduated 2 more sections of uniquely abled adults. Certified Nurse Aid launched every evening program so kids can attend those as well. Acquisition and renovation of CCI that had been donated so they can start their own food truck business and combining things like business, construction, and the food catering and such. 8th grade tours, they've given over 4,500 kids have visited the CCIC from our 8th grade classes across the district. They have a 59% of the students who are pursuing Ascent and TREP attend CCIC. Donation of 2 auxiliary power units from Sierra Nevada Corporation for their aviation pathways, enhancing that programming. And infrastructure engineering, CCIC constructed, student-designed, and built the display for the industry partner Sashco's booth at the International Builders Show in Las Vegas. So our kids are really getting to show off the work that they've done. One of the seniors, Chasey Carabell at CCIC, said, "I like the projects we do. We made the panel with the sheet metal and it was hard, but it was really interesting and fun. I was able to secure an apprenticeship which could lead to a permanent position." Eagle Crest Points of Pride, submitted by Gwen Hansen Vigil. It says, Eagle Crest Homecoming Parade had 36 parade entries that delighted hundreds of spectators in our community. For those of you associated with the Thunder Ridge community, you know that that parade goes just down the street from here and is huge as it passes through the local communities. Eagle Crest hosted its first multicultural mingle, a celebration of culture through performances, booth, and games for their affinity clubs. They had 114 AP scholars for this class and 1 National Merit finalist. Tony Freeman, who's a senior at Eagle Crest, said, Eagle Crest is not just a school, it's a place where students like myself grow and flourish, both academically and personally. During my 4 years at EHS, I found my home away from home and was able to get involved in various activities. I'm grateful for the incredible mentors and friends who have supported me throughout my high school journey. Eagle Crest's exemplary learning environment and strong community have been invaluable for me. Points of pride from Endeavor Academy. Endeavor Academy continues to improve on their alternate education state rating, growing from last year with a score of 78.3, or 2 years ago from 78.3 to this last year at 85.6 on their SPF. Endeavor has reinstated their outdoor education program, including skiing, high ropes, and hiking, etc. Staff develop new and engaging course titles to make sure they're engaging all of their students, and they also develop passion projects for students to learn new life skills. The senior, Michael Ramirez from Endeavor, said, life's a risk, take your shot. Offering points of pride from Grandview, 94.1% was their graduation rate last year. Senior Bruno DeNegri won the Amazon Future Engineer Scholarship. He was 1 of 10 in the country. Sanvi Sarsam got a perfect score on the AP Computer Science. He's one of 459 people in the world to have ever gotten that, every answer correct on that exam. They have a Betcher winner and 3 National Merit finalists. Ella Walsh says, things always turn out for the best for those who make the best of the way things turn out. Sharing points of pride from Overland, they were the first bronze level recognition for college. They got their first recognition for AP College Board exams by exceeding the number of exams taken previously. They have the new Student Academy, serving students across all grades in many countries as they're supporting their transition academically and socially. They have an annual culture night that was attended by more than 400 students and families to celebrate their beautiful community. And visiting every feeder this year during homecoming, they took about 6 busloads of students, band leaders, and spirit teams, all in blue and green, sharing Blazer pride throughout the Overland community. Senior Nor Idris says, remember, you do not have to live your life trying to justify your humanity. Your existence is enough. You are your own galaxy. Sharing from Smoky Hill from Principal Andre Bala, they grew to performance status on the Colorado State School Performance Framework. They successfully implemented the Open Up resource for Algebra 1 curriculum this last year. They've implemented the literacy intervention classes to support Read Plan students. A successfully implemented restorative mediation program that's in its 2nd year at Smoky Hill. 80.6% of the Smoky Hill students believe an adult in their school truly cares about them, and 88.4% of the students believe students from different races, backgrounds, and interests get along with each other at their school. Senior Mazihab Ahmed says, as the class of 2024 walked through Smoky Hill, we transformed both ourselves and our environment. Through every single class, club, activity, and event, we shared pieces of ourselves, creating memories, experiences, and a culture that one can only find in the halls of Smoky Hill. And this is a culture where we carry with us for the rest of our lives through the world. Graduation marks both an end and a beginning. And as sad as each of us might be, or frightened and uncertain we may feel, we are the most capable class entering into the world with every tool to achieve each of our dreams. From the I-teams, this I-team is the Manor, supporting Cherry Creek, Overland, and Smoky Hill High School. Students attended multiple industry tours throughout the year to explore career opportunities. They have 19 graduates for this school year, the 23-24 school year. Students have completed multiple service projects in the community, and Manor students were provided essential educational opportunities through weekly activity days. Senior Jamie Aldridge said, "Be polite, write diplomatically. Even in a declaration of war, one observes the rules of politeness." For the I-Team Ranch, serving Cherokee Trail, Eagle Crest, and Grandview, it says I-Team has 2 graduates attending college in the fall. Academic programming allows multiple students to graduate with certifications through the CCIC. There will be 38 graduates from the 23-24 school year. 80% of the students have a job, and internships have been offered to 3 of their students. Aiden Solak says, "If my mind is an open highway, give me the Twilight two-way version. Give me one last ride on a sunset skyline." So just as an overarching recap, although it does not capture everything that our schools have reported, we have 5 perfect ACT scores this year, 1 Betcher Scholar recipient and 6 finalists, 12 Daniels Funds recipients, 9 Military Academy appointments, 44 National Merit finalists, 41 million in scholarships and counting. It was 43 after this afternoon, and when I left today, they were reporting $47 million in scholarships that have currently been awarded to this senior class, and it will continue to grow throughout the summer. This is just a highlight. You can pick a column and pick a couple bullets and just some of the activities and different things that have won this year, whether it was the Gatorade Player of the Year, whether it was a boys Basketball Centennial League Championship, whether it was around swimming, FBLA, cheer, golf, speech and debate. There's many, many things that our kids have excelled at across the state in both athletics and activities. Here's just some of the pictures that represent that work and their banners or certificates that were awarded. Also had many theatrical performances this year. If you've had the opportunity to attend one of the performances at our high schools, they really are top quality. Here are just some of the ones that were performed this year across the district. And then again, community service projects, because so many of our kids work well above and beyond what they're doing at home or what they're doing at jobs or what they're doing in school. They really give back to the community. Again, whether that's, CASA of Denver, if that's the CCSD Food Bank Drive, Heart to Heart International, movie drives, or any, St. Francis Center, supplies for Belize, any of those things, our students are really committing to give back to their communities. And again, just a few pictures of those. So, we are going to have the opportunity, this Board of Education is going to have the opportunity next week to participate in many graduations and shake the hands of 41,026 seniors. Of those students, 1,733 of them have been with the Cherry Creek School District since kindergarten. So we are so excited for them. It's going to be great celebrations in your communities, with your families, with these families that have many great reasons to celebrate and are hopefully sharing in some of that scholarship money. But with that, I will just say thank you and kick it to the board for questions.
Thank you. You all have had quite the busy year. We'll now have questions from Director Knowles.
Thank you, Dr. Perry. 1,733 since kindergarten that's impressive. That's really impressive for the district. I just have one question. It was about CT. The 670 concurrent enrollment course, there's 600, or what can you help me understand what that means?
Yeah, I have to go back to, that's the number of kids that have gotten a CE credit in their senior class.
Got it. Thank you for clarifying that. Otherwise, it's pretty straightforward, so I don't have any other questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Director Allen?
Thank you, Dr. Perry. The presentation is incredible, but it's probably easy to do because our kids and our schools are incredible, and the teachers and educators who provide the support so that they can flourish are phenomenal. So thank you so much for summing it up, and keep up the hard work.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Director Bates?
All right. Thank you, Dr. Perry. Once again, I am always amazed at the comprehensive education that all of our students receive in this district. As you see, from the I-teams to the alternate education, I'm always impressed with that. So I appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to participating in CT's 21 Days of Kindness. So
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you, Director Bates. Director Egan?
Thank you, Dr. Perry. We appreciate this. As always, it never gets old.
I know.
And I would just credit all of our work at leadership, teachers, and our exceptional students and families in this district. And I would encourage anyone who has not seen a theater performance at one of our schools to please go do that next year. It's amazing. The unified performances are also really amazing. So I just encourage you to do that if you haven't already. So thanks again, Dr. Perry.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't have any questions as well. Just want to, again, echo all the wonderful work that you all do. And I'm a witness. I have 2 graduates that are now back home, and they are successfully employed. And so I'm really excited about that. But just, again, and just to echo Director Egan's remarks, the productions are remarkable. Again, and I've said this before, if you have to go downtown and pay those Denver Center of Performing Arts prices compared to the prices that you pay for equally quality performances, again, it's a wonderful treat, and our kids and our staff do wonderful things. So thank you, Dr. Perry.
Thank you.
I think that concludes our comments. It is at this point in our meeting that we make time for members of the audience who have completed the online public comment form prior to 12 noon today to address the Board of Education. In order for everyone to be heard, please limit your comments to a maximum of 2 minutes. A buzzer will sound at the end of the 2 minutes, and the microphone and audio will be automatically muted. Each speaker to make comments to the Board of Education. Question and comments to matters that are germane to the business of the district. Further, please recognize the students attend most of our meetings. Any speaker whose statements or behavior are unrelated or unsafe or through 12 students may be interrupted or warned and their opportunity for comment terminated. Audience members who speak are asked to do so in a respectful manner, and the audience is encouraged to listen respectfully. Any speaker or audience member who disrupts the meeting, including the speaking time of others, may be asked to leave. We are very interested in your feedback carefully. On behalf of the board, I want to thank you in advance for your comments and for taking the time to come to tonight's meeting. Mr. Koenig, would you please call the first set of speakers?
I'll call 5 people up at a time. Please line up behind the podium and remember to state your name at the beginning of your comments. Nicole Jass, Shannon McCorson, Casey Hotchkiss, Jessica McMurdo, Dante White.
Hundred 100% the teachers. They are very kind and caring, and also the previous principal, Ty Muma, who really set everyone up there for success. I'm speaking up today about the incident at Black Forest Hills, kind of talked about, for 2 reasons. First is because I want to help protect that school. The second one is that my daughter now is going to go to Fox Ridge. And as I addressed at Black Forest that I feel comfortable that we're making the right steps, there's district level issues that I've seen that I don't believe are being addressed. 2 things. One, the Cherry Creek security who showed up at the school 25 minutes after the incident, and district officials who I believe were made aware around the same time. None of them put the school on lockdown or secure perimeter. No one called the police for an hour, and kids were left to walk home alone while an attempted kidnapper was in the neighborhood. That's unacceptable. It was a you touch it, you own it type moment, and everyone who touched it, in my opinion, failed. I've only seen one person really accountable, that was the former principal now, but I've not seen that district level issues addressed. When crisis strikes again, which inevitably it will at some level, I need to know that district officials, the protocols, and the people put in place will act swiftly and decisively to keep our kids safe. I believe it's your job to help us make sure that people and protocols are put in place to act swiftly and decisively, and I ask you to use this incident as a learning moment. We got lucky, but we have got to use it as a learning moment and address all the issues.
Thank you. Your time is up.
Despite the response has been marked by a disheartening lack of open communication. Parents have been forced to rely on formal requests to obtain crucial information that should be readily available to all. The lack of transparency is strategic. The district often treats our legitimate concerns as though we are misinformed, inflexible, or engaging in vitriol. With different people, creating confusion and making it difficult for parents and the community to understand the full scope of what is happening. This tactic puts the protection of the district's reputation over our children. The email today, which listed basic actions since April 19th, as if to suggest that these issues have been resolved. However, these measures, while necessary steps, are not comprehensive or sufficient. They do not address the systemic leadership and communication failures, nor the ongoing safety concerns that continue to plague our trust in the district. And how can we trust that our children are safe and well cared for when critical information is withheld and parental input is sidelined? In order to rebuild our faith in the district, it's imperative that the board takes decisive steps to rectify the ongoing safety, leadership, and communication failures we've highlighted. Not next school year, but now. I urge you to act swiftly. Thank you.
My name is Casey Hotchkiss, and the sole reason I moved to this area of Colorado from Texas 2 years ago was the school district. You boast everything opposite of Texas education: quality education for all, whole well-being, excellence for every student every day. Online, Kelly Bates, you say we are rooted in the core values that help ensure that each student has the freedom and opportunity to learn and engage as they pursue a fulfilling future. But I ask, why does any of this matter if you're not protecting our kids to even make it to said future? I'm here to talk Black Forest Hills and the debacle you've allowed to unfold before your very eyes. I don't have much time, and since my emails and calls for accountability have gone unanswered, I thought perhaps I'd break it down into more layman's terms for you. You seem to be a data-driven district. 0, the amount of responses I've gotten from any of you, despite me emailing you all personally. 11, the age of my daughter who attended BFHE last year. 6, the age of my 3-foot 8-inch watching her. 20, the amount after someone just tried to abduct one of them. 5, the amount of days it took to get a for the rest of the year after our school safety protocol failed us. 14, the days it took to fire the administrator who clearly was too incompetent to lead. 627, the amount of kids that families entrust to you every single day to protect and educate. 18, I have worked full-time under the notion that my job, I would lose it. 1, a very important question: when are you going to hold everyone accountable? And finally, I just have 2 items left: implement an independent external review and fire the people that failed us.
Hello, I'm Jessica McMurdo, an alumnus of Cherry Creek School District, a parent of 3 kids at Black Forest Hills. And I just want to say we've been a part of Black Forest for 8 years and supporting our neighborhood school since its establishment in 2012 when my mother, Lisa Cicino, started as a PE teacher there. The incident at Black Forest Hills on April 19th was a stark wake-up call for all of us. While this is a complex issue, and I understand and appreciate all so far, I'm focusing on addressing the safety and security shortcomings that we faced. In my opinion, if Black Forest Hills had a trained professional like a school resource officer or an assigned security and safety coordinator through the district, many errors in judgment would have been avoided. A well-trained safety and security professional would have ensured a secure perimeter and promptly notified the police, just like how Douglas County did in a recent incident last week. Currently, as an elementary school in Aurora PD jurisdiction under Cherry Creek School District, we lack school resource officers. From what I comprehend, and I'm open to corrections, please, 3 feeder school groupings, Cherokee and Overland, are under the jurisdiction of Aurora PD, and due to this, we do not receive the same coverage as elementary schools within other jurisdictions, specifically Arapahoe County Sheriff's Department, Greenwood Village Police, and Cherry Hills Village Police. Safety and security expertise to each school or grouping of schools. Community fundraising could help bridge funding gaps, but we need transparency from the district regarding the costs involved. Acting now could definitely increase support for the bond measure. It's crucial for the community that the district's response demonstrates a commitment to action and transparency, and I believe we can win this no-win situation.
I'm sorry, your time is up.
My name is Dante White. I'm one of the parents of the children that was attempted to be kidnapped at Black Forest Hills. Now, I've had the opportunity to speak with several of the administrators, Chris Smith, Jason, several people in the security department, as well as the formerly principal. I'm looking for more accountability. I'm going to keep it really short and sweet. We've already worked on some prescriptions, and while we understand that some of them cannot be met due to budgets, we are looking for the immediate removal of Mia Robinson and Derek Molnar. Thank you.
Lindsay Jordan, Derek Stevens, Ronald Widener, Barbara Filner.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak to the board regarding the attempted kidnapping at Black Forest Hills Elementary on April 19th and the district's lack of response. I am one of the many parents who come before the board advocating for the safety and security of our children and striving to hold those individuals who failed their responsibilities accountable. It is shocking that I and other parents would have to persuade a school to ensure safety and security measures for the children. It starts at the top with the superintendent who is hiding and refusing to accept responsibility and make changes. The superintendent who, ironically, hadn't made a single statement about a situation at a school involving a convicted sex offender's attempted kidnapping of a student for nearly a month until hours before this meeting. The superintendent who has not terminated the principal, who on more than one occasion failed to follow protocol, failed to secure the school, and failed to call the police. The superintendent I requested a meeting with on April 30th, and yet here we are on May 13th with no response to my request. And in fact, he told other parents on Thursday that he had responded to all parents, which is inaccurate. I've had the opportunity to review additional video and observe the playground staff sitting, working on something, not even watching the children. My daughter was in the immediate vicinity of this terrifying event and has suffered trauma that we cannot fully comprehend. I have suffered trauma knowing that I could not protect her, and the people who were entrusted to protect her failed their responsibilities. As a school board and as parents, I implore you to take these concerns seriously. While many perceive this as a failure of staff at a single school, it is much broader than that. It is a failure at multiple levels of the district, endangering not only the children of Black Forest Hills, but other nearby schools. As a result, parent and community confidence in the district is diminished. After reviewing the investigation report, it is unfortunate that other teachers were not informed and given the knowledge.
Thank you. Your time is up. Ma'am, thank you. Your time is up.
Hello, my name is Derek Stevens, and my daughter graduated from Black Forest Hill Elementary. I literally have lived in Talons Reach for like 20 plus. I watched that video about 4 or 5 times, and I want to just say what I think needs to happen is it should be a way of something like that. So I think instead of blaming everybody, just make it to where any state call the police, call 911 immediately. So that way, if the police are going around, because I think when I watched walking, but had he had a car, he could have done anything, or kidnapped someone's kid, and had an emergency alert going out, and I was walking my dog or something, I could have probably done something. But I just think we need to just use this as a time so that everyone. And I used to be in the military. We need to just make sure that all staff members at any time, and I supervise people too, so if they have a problem, I tell them right away, call the police, call whoever, then call me. And that should be the first thing. You shouldn't have to go in and call the principal who might be in a meeting. You shouldn't have to, somebody try to kidnap a kid, I'm calling 911, what happened? If so-and-so tried to kidnap a kid, I need someone here right now. Explain what the person has on, and then deal with it. And then let the police handle it. So that's all I'm saying, is just make sure all staff members can call the police no matter what, instead of waiting for the principal or waiting for the assistant principal. And in that way, our kids can be safe. So I'm concerned about it, but I am glad that the superintendent is at least doing something about it. But I just want to make sure that the police are called first. I don't know if you need a SRO, but I think the police should be called first. And
Thank you. Your time is up.
There as a second-year preschooler. All right, Dr. Smith, you set out the saying it was a thorough investigation. I'm telling you, there's quite a few questions that I'm going to go over right now. The first one is that it says the video footage skipped from 101:26 to 101:51. 25 seconds. The first 25 seconds of the encounter is skipped. Where is that? What? That would be probably the most important 25 seconds of the video. It also says at 1:59, the office manager sent out an email saying on indoor brain breaks for the remainder of the day. There are no more brain breaks the rest of the day at Black Forest. Why would the school send out an email to their staff saying, hey, keep your kids inside, even if your kids aren't going outside? Kind of silly there. Next one is the assistant security contact APD. APD said we're 45 calls down. Isn't there some kind of communication between the school district and police department saying, hey, this isn't a traffic accident. This isn't something simple. This is a school. We need a response now, not 46 calls later. That seems like there should be something in place there. I love you security guys, though. I've worked with most of you. All right, next is the email that went out saying and security are now at the school looking into the incident. There was no cops there at that time. We know that they weren't going to be there. You lied to us. That's simple. You put a wedge between my daughter and I because I said, oh no, the school had police there. I got an email from the school saying so. Wrong. Next thing, staff say that there's people coming on the playground almost weekly. If these weekly incidents would have been taken care of, we wouldn't be here now.
Thank you. Your time is up. Sir, thank you. Your time is up.
Hi, my name is Barbara Filner. As a parent, resident, and taxpayer, we have clearly asked for adherence to the laws of Colorado. That truth doesn't have power to change your hearts. As individuals and as a school board, allowing pornography in libraries promotes evil. The children are first the parents' responsibility, then teachers and leaders with authority allowed by God to bring them up with an excellent education, but with godly values. Please, as parents yourselves, evaluate why you are allowing sexual explicit material, such as in the book Genderqueer, as many other books, with multiple pornographic images of masturbation, oral sex, how to have sex, how to find sexual partners on apps, etc. Also with multiple Colorado laws telling it's on Colorado Library Law, Section 18-7-102, 2.5, quote, a person commits promotion of obscenity to a minor if, knowing its content and character, such person promotes to a minor or possesses with intent to promote to a minor any obscene material, end quote. That is a 6th class felony. Section 18-7502, quote, it shall be unlawful for any person knowing to sell or loan any picture, photograph, drawing, or similar visual representation which depicts sexual explicit nudity, sexual contact, or sadomasochistic abuse, and which taken as a whole is harmful to children, end quote. Colorado Library Law 24-90-601, quote, the General Assembly declares reasonable measures must be adapted and implemented to protect the children who use such internet services in public libraries from access to material that is harmful to their beneficial development as responsible adults and citizens, consistent with the Children's Internet Protection Act, PL number 10.
Thank you. Your time is up. President Garland, that's all we have for tonight.
I'd like to call for a motion to approve the consent agenda resolutions 24.5.4 through 24.5.23.
Bates.
Aye.
Egan. Garland.
Aye.
Knowles.
Aye.
Motion carries. Our next regular meeting will be Monday, June 10th, 2024 at 7 p.m. at Fox Ridge Middle School, 26301 East Arapahoe Parkway in Aurora, Colorado, 16. I'd like to call for a motion to adjourn the May 13th, 2024 meeting.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Aye.
Bates.
Aye.
Egan.
Aye.
Garland.
Aye.
Knowles.
Aye.
Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned.